This video is designed to help you to increase your chances of success. We all know that visa application can be overwhelming and it is easy to get caught up in the paperwork and the legal jargons that are involved in this. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you will be equipped with the knowledge to navigate the process just like a pro. So let's dive into the video and explore the top 5 mistakes that people make when applying for whatever visa they choose to, and what you can do to avoid this. First on the list is incomplete documentation. This is very, very common, and for these reasons, most visa applications are denied. It is essential to double check and even triple check that you have all the required documents before submitting the application. These include everything from your passport, your birth certificate, proof of income, and health insurance. One thing that will make you scale this very easily is using a checklist. Ensure that you have all your documents right before sending in your application. In addition to having all the necessary documents, it is crucial to ensure that they are accurate and up to date. Don't assume. Two of those documents we'll talk briefly is your passport. You can have a passport, but it's expired. You don't want to use that. Or you can have a passport, it has just 3 months validity remaining. You don't want to use that. Ensure that you have a longer duration on your passport before you put in an application, else it will be sent back to you. The second mistake that people do is sending in poor quality documents. Probably you had to photocopy some documents, and now the photocopy machine that you use, you can't read it. They are not legible and they are not even in the correct format. If you are unsure, it is always better to err on the side of caution and seek advice from a immigration expert, or like I used to do, please read the website carefully. You will get whatever information that they need you to do. Remember, the immigration authority takes documentation very seriously, so it is essential for you to get it right. Don't risk your application being rejected due to avoidable mistakes on your part. One of the most significant advantages of submitting a well-prepared application is that it shows you are serious about your visa and willing to put in the effort to get it right. This can only work in your favor when it comes to the decision-making process, so that the visa officer does not need to second guess. Applying too late is another common mistake that can lead to visa denial. It is very essential to plan ahead and submit your application well in advance your intended travel date. This allows time for the processing, and in case there is any issue, you can address them before it is too late. More often than not, when the immigration body sends you an information, probably they will give you a timeline. You need to fill in this form before 10 days time to submit it. Do you do that? Do you wait to a day or two, or on the last day to submit it? You're only jeopardizing your chances of being approved. To make it easy on you, start immediately. You know you have these plans to travel, so be eager. As soon as you get any requisition for you to submit any form, try as much as possible, a day or two, get it filled in, get in the document you need, and send it back. By so doing, you eliminate so many heartache that eventually come for you submitting it late and then getting your visa either rejected or denied. The key is to create a timeline and stick to it. Break down the application process to manageable bites. Task and allocate specific deadline to each one of them. This will help you to stay in track and avoid last-minute panic. It is also important for you to research the average processing time for your specific visa type. Factor that into your timeline. Don't assume that your application will be processed quickly. Additionally, be aware of peak travel season and plan accordingly. If you are applying to go to a specific country in the summer months or during the traveling season in December, Those are peak period. Another essential tip is to prioritize your application and tackle the most critical tasks first. This will help you to stay focused and avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed by the deadlines. The next factor is not understanding the visa eligibility requirement. This is a mistake that can easily be avoided with a little research and planning. It is critical to thoroughly research the eligibility criteria for your specific visa type and ensure that you meet all the requirements before applying. Let's take the visitor's visa as an example. What you need to do, click that link that tells you about the eligibility. Check your eligibility. Ensure you meet all the eligibility requirements before you continue, and then get the necessary forms to fill out. This will include understanding the purpose of your trip, the duration of your stay, and any other specific requirements such as language proficiency, if it is needed, or educational qualifications. Ensure that you have all of these in place first before you start applying. Don't rely solely on assumption or advice from friends. Make sure you consult the official government website. For example, in Canada, I say always make canada.ca your friend for any visa, any inquiry. Go to that specific visa portion of any visa that you are looking for, and you will get all the information. You do not need to pay anyone if you so choose. So long you can read and understand what is there, just follow it and you will be fine. Another common problem or mistake that many persons do is not understanding the differences between visa types. For example, you are going for education and you are filling a visitor's visa. It is not the same. For example, you are going for work and you are filling another visa. So you want to make sure that you are applying for the correct visa class for your specific needs and ensure that you meet all the eligibility even before you start making the application. It is also essential to understand any additional requirements such as biometric data if it is required for your specific visa. If you need an interview or medical examination, ensure you have all of this information before you put in your application. Don't assume that by doing your research and understanding the eligibility requirements, you avoid wasting time and money on an application that is doomed to fail. Failing to maintain clear communication with immigration authority is a mistake also that can lead to visa denial. It is essential to respond promptly and accurately to any inquiry or request for additional information. For example, the initial form that I filled, they have revised the form. So they said I should fill in the revised version. So what I had, because I have the old form, the day I got it, on that night, I sat down and filled all the other form. In the morning, I clicked send to them. So you want to be prepared so that you want to be prompt in responding to them because they have a specific time for addressing your own visa needs. Make sure you provide a valid email address and phone number and that you check your messages regularly. Don't assume that you will receive notifications and updates. So it is crucial for you to be very proactive when it comes to this. Another essential tip is to keep detailed records of all communication, including the dates, the time, and the content of the conversation of the email. This will help you to track the progress and to avoid any miscommunication. In addition to responding to inquiries, it is essential too to keep the immigration authority updated of any changes to your application or circumstances. This will include changes to your address, employment, or travel plan. Let's say there is a newborn in your family. You need the immigration office to know about that. Because if they don't know, when it comes to traveling and you are saying you want to take your kids, you will not be allowed to go with the kids. Not seeking professional help when needed is another mistake that can lead to visa denial. Let's address this. If you are unsure about any aspect of the application process, do not hesitate to consult with an immigration expert or agent if you need it. There are some people, because everyone is different, there are some people who will say, I cannot do it myself. Then go for it. Look for an immigration consultant. Look for an agent to do it for you. But if you can, by all means, do it yourself. Immigration experts and agents, they have in-depth and sometimes inside knowledge of the visa process and can guide you through the application, ensuring that you meet all the requirements and avoid mistakes. By seeking professional help when needed, you reduce the risk of you making errors and increase your chances of a successful visa application. To recap, the 5 common mistakes to avoid are incomplete documentation, applying too late, not understanding visa eligibility requirements, failing to maintain clear communication, and not seeking professional help when needed. Remember, a successful visa application requires attention to detail, careful planning, and a willingness to seek help when needed. By following these tips, you will increase your chances of getting your visa approved and embarking on your journey with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to check out the next video on top tips and tricks for getting your immigration resources to whatever country you so choose. And if you have questions or any comment or even experiences that you would like to share, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.